बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम।
शुरू अल्लाह के नाम से जो रहमान और रहीम है।
इक़रा बिस्मि रब्बिकल्लज़ी खलक़।
पढ़ो ए नबी अपने रब के नाम के साथ जिसने पैदा किया।
खलक़ल इंसान मिन अलक़।
जमे हुए खून के एक लोथड़े से इंसान की तख्लीक की।
इक़रा व रब्बुकल अकरम।
पढ़ो और तुम्हारा रब बड़ा करीम है।
अल्लज़ी अल्लम बिल क़लम।
जिसने कलम के जरिए से इल्म सिखाया।
अल्लमल इंसान मा लम यअलम।
इंसान को वो इल्म दिया जिसे वो न जानता था।
Assalamu alaikum students and parents. We start our class with the name of Allah who is most beneficent and ever merciful. Welcome to all students and parents in the fourth video session of subject science. This is class 8, period is science, and I am your science teacher. Students, in the previous video we have completed our chapter number 1, that was food and digestion. Now we are going to start our next chapter, that is chapter number 2, respiration and circulation. Students, before starting chapter number 2, that is respiration and circulation, you have to recall few topics of chapter number 1. The first topic was food and the last topic was digestion. Let's begin from the food. Why we need food? Why our body needs food? Our body needs food to get energy to perform different functions. But the question is how energy is released from the food, how energy is provided by the body from the food. And the second most important part of that chapter was digestion, in which it is completely explained that food is a substance which is insoluble and large molecules, and their insoluble large molecules are converted into smaller soluble ones by the process of digestion, and these soluble molecules can easily enter in your cells, but still they can't release energy. वो तमाम फूड मॉलिक्यूल्स जो लार्जर साइज और इनसोल्यूबल होने के साथ साथ कन्वर्ट हुए डाइजेशन के बाद स्मॉलर और सोल्यूबल यानी ऐसे मॉलिक्यूल्स में जो इजीली डिसॉल्व हो सकते हो और सेल में एंटर हो सकते हो, लेकिन अभी भी वो मॉलिक्यूल्स प्रोटीन्स, फैट्स और कार्बोहाइड्रेट्स हैं जो कि डायरेक्ट एनर्जी प्रोवाइड नहीं कर सकते. दे आर प्रेजेंट इन योर सेल, बट हाउ दे रिलीज एनर्जी? So they release energy by a process that's we call respiration. So what is respiration? Respiration is a process by which energy is released from glucose and other food molecules in cells of living organisms. How does energy release? The energy which we require to perform different functions of our body, like respiration, like digestion, walking, reading, each and every process of your body, each and every metabolic activities of your body requires energy, and this energy comes from the food which is converted into soluble form by the process of digestion and enter into your cells. And when the food molecules enter in your cells, then a process takes place by which energy is released from glucose and other food molecules in the cells. But how energy is released? Energy is released by the breakdown of glucose and other food molecules. सेल्स में मौजूद ग्लूकोज, प्रोटीन्स और फैट्स के मॉलिक्यूल्स जब ब्रेक होते हैं, एज अ रिजल्ट एनर्जी इज रिलीज्ड. And this process takes place in the presence of oxygen. This process takes place in presence of oxygen. That's why it is called aerobic cellular respiration. What it is called? It is called aerobic cellular respiration. A respiration that takes place in the presence of oxygen in the cells. In the presence of oxygen, and in the cells, a process takes place in which breakdown of glucose and other molecules takes place in the cells in the presence of oxygen. That is called aerobic cellular respiration. This is the simplest definition of aerobic cellular respiration. This type of respiration takes place in the animals like mammals, reptiles, birds, humans. Respiration basically has two types of respiration. The first one is called aerobic cellular respiration. The second one is called anaerobic cellular respiration. What is the difference between these two types of respiration? As all of you know that respiration is a process in which glucose and other food molecules breaks down, as a result of which energy is released. This simplest process is called respiration. But there are two types of respiration. The first one is called aerobic cellular respiration. The second one is called anaerobic cellular respiration. Aerobic cellular respiration always takes place in the presence of oxygen, whereas anaerobic cellular respiration can take place in absence of oxygen. It means we have different types of living organisms that can perform aerobic cellular respiration and anaerobic cellular respiration. Aerobic cellular respiration takes place in mammals, birds, reptiles, amphibians. Whereas anaerobic cellular respiration, which takes place in the absence of oxygen, it takes place in some bacteria. There is a unique type of organism present in our environment, that's called yeast. Yeast is a type of fungus. Yeast is a fungus that can respire both aerobically and anaerobically. It means yeast can respire both in the presence of oxygen and in the absence of oxygen. Whenever yeast needs to respire, if there is oxygen is present, yeast respires can easily, but it can also respires in the absence of oxygen. Okay, let's move to the next part. We have a clear concept that respiration or aerobic cellular respiration is a type of respiration that takes place in the presence of oxygen. But a question comes in your mind, how does this oxygen reach to your body? ये ऑक्सीजन आपकी बॉडी के सेल्स में एंटर कैसे होती है? This oxygen enters in the cells of your body by a process that's called breathing. So whenever respiration takes place, simultaneously another process takes place in your body, and that process is called breathing. Let's compare respiration and breathing. Breathing is basically a physical process in which no chemical reaction takes place. It's a physical process in which no chemical reactions takes place. It completes into two steps: inhalation and exhalation. What is inhalation? Breathe in of oxygen. And what is exhalation? Breathe out of Oxygen. Because this oxygen is needed to perform the process of respiration, that's why a process that is called physical process takes place in your body, in which first step is called inhalation, in which you inhale air, you breathe in the air in which oxygen is present. Then this oxygen is used by the process of respiration, in which glucose reacts with oxygen and form carbon dioxide plus water vapors and release energy. So we can say that respiration is a chemical process. What is respiration? Respiration is a chemical process, breathing is a physical process. In respiration, glucose present in the cells reacts with the oxygen which comes through the process of inhalation, and then carbon dioxide, water vapors are formed as a waste product and energy is released, which is used by the cells and tissues of your body to work efficiently to perform all the functions. Whereas breathing is a physical process in which inhalation and exhalation takes place. During inhalation you breathe in oxygen, during exhalation you breathe out of carbon dioxide gas. So we can say that the function of breathing process is exchange of gases between body and surroundings. As all of you know that respiration takes place in cells, but breathing takes place in respiratory system. Now what is respiratory system? A system through which inhalation and exhalation takes place. This system is called respiratory system. This is the diagram of human respiratory system, which is a tubular system of your body that starts from nostril. Nostril is the outer part of your nose. First we have external nostril, which opens into a tube that's called internal nostril. Internal nostril opens to a long tube that's called trachea. Trachea divided into two branches that's called bronchi, and these bronchus, singular form is called bronchus, plural form is called bronchi, and these bronchi bronchus as you can see is divided into many branches, and these branches are called bronchioles. These bronchioles have a sac-like structure that's we call alveoli. What are alveoli? Alveoli are basically air sacs, a hollow structure in which oxygen enter during the process of inhalation. It is surrounded by many blood capillaries which supplies the blood to the alveoli. The part bronchus and bronchioles along with the alveoli is enclosed in a bag-like structure that's we call lungs. So human respiratory system consists of following parts. Number one, a nostril, which consists of two nostrils, in external nostril, internal nostril, which open into a long tube that's called trachea. Trachea opens into two tubes that's called bronchus. Bronchi, each bronchus opens into many tubes which have alveoli at the end, and all these parts are enclosed in lungs. As you can see, there is a sheet. This sheet is called diaphragm. What is the function of diaphragm? Diaphragm separates the thoracic cavity of your body with the abdominal cavity. Thoracic cavity of your body is a cavity which is also called chest cavity that enclose your delicate organs like lungs and heart. जिसके ऐसी cavity जिसके अंदर आपके heart और lungs protected होते हैं by the rib cage. This cavity is called thoracic cavity, which is separated from the abdominal cavity. What is abdominal cavity? Abdominal cavity is that cavity in which your digestive system and excretory system is present, which is separated by a muscular sheet that's called diaphragm. Diaphragm आपकी thoracic cavity और abdominal cavity को separate करता है. This is the human respiratory system. Now I am proceeding towards the mechanism of breathing and respiration that takes place simultaneously in your body. First of all, the process of inhalation takes place in which oxygen enters through external nostril, then it reaches to internal nostril. From internal nostril it enters into trachea. From trachea it enters into bronchi. From bronchi it enters into bronchioles, and from bronchioles it enters into your alveoli. As all of you know that alveoli is surrounded by many blood capillaries. This is a alveolus singular part, and plural form is called alveoli, and these are the blood capillaries in which blood flows. Okay, so when oxygen enters into the alveoli, then blood capillaries diffuse in oxygen that is carried by blood to heart, to body parts. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल क्या हुआ, ऑक्सीजन एंटर हुई एक्सटर्नल नॉस्ट्रिल से, एक्सटर्नल नॉस्ट्रिल से होती हुई गई इंटरनल नॉस्ट्रिल में, इंटरनल नॉस्ट्रिल से ट्रैकिया, ट्रैकिया से ब्रोंकाई, ब्रोंकाई से ब्रोंकियोल्स, ब्रोंकियोल से पहुंची है ये एल्वेलाई में। इस एल्वेलाई के अंदर जब ये एल्वेलस के अंदर एंटर हुई तो यहाँ पर ब्लड कैपिलरीज मौजूद थी। ब्लड कैपिलरीज में ब्लड फ्लो कर रहा था जिसके अंदर क्या मौजूद थी, कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड गैस मौजूद थी। यहाँ पर क्या हुआ, एक्सचेंज ऑफ गैसेस हो गया। ब्लड जो एल्वेलाई की कैपिलरीज का ब्लड था उसमें ऑक्सीजन एंटर हो गई और वहां से उसने एल्वेलाई को क्या दे दी, कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड गैस। सो अब यहां पर प्रोसेस स्टार्ट हो जाएगा रेस्पिरेशन। लेट्स सपोज दिस इज अ ह्यूमन cell. The blood that carry oxygen from the blood capillaries enters into the cell. So what happened in the cell? Glucose reacts with oxygen that enters from the blood into the cell, and as a result carbon dioxide, water and energy is formed, which is used by the cell. Energy is used by the cell, whereas this is a cell in which oxygen enters from the blood, reacts with the glucose. As you can see, this is a chemical formula of molecular formula of glucose. Glucose reacts with the oxygen. As a result, carbon dioxide and water is formed, which are the waste products and released out of your body, whereas energy is utilized by the cell. After that, another process takes place that's we call exhalation. Obviously, this carbon dioxide which is formed by the cell, it is again carried by the blood capillaries, or a blood carry oxygen, carbon dioxide by blood capillaries to the एल्विलाई। अब क्या होगा कि सेल के अंदर क्या बन गई, कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड गैस बन गई, जो कि हमारे लिए यूजफुल नहीं है। सेल ने एनर्जी को यूज कर लेना है, कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड को उसने रिलीज करना है। सो दिस कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड गैस इज कैरिड बाय द ब्लड, दिस कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड कैरी बाय द ब्लड टू द ब्लड कैपिलरीज ऑफ द एल्विलाई। एल्विलाई की ब्लड कैपिलरीज तक ये कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड गैस पहुंचेगी एंड देन इट विल एंटर्स इनटू एल्विलाई। फ्रॉम एल्विलाई इट एंटर्स इनटू ब्रोंकियोल्स. From bronchioles it enters into bronchus. From bronchus it enters into trachea. From trachea it enters into internal nostril, and from internal nostril it diffuses out from the external nostril. Carbon dioxide releases. And here we the process of exhalation is completed. Now you can see that this is a simultaneous process. This process is called respiration, which takes place in the cells. In the first step, what happened? Firstly, inhalation takes place in which oxygen enters through the external nostril into the internal nostril. Then oxygen enters into trachea. From trachea, it enters into bronchi. From bronchi, it enters into bronchioles. From bronchioles, it enters into the sac-like structure that's we call alveoli. Alveoli has some blood capillaries, and oxygen diffuses into the blood that's carried by the blood capillaries. Then this blood supply the oxygen to the cell. In cell, a chemical process takes place that's called respiration. So students, in respiration, what happened? Glucose reacts with the oxygen that comes at the end of the process of inhalation, that reacts with glucose, and as a result carbon dioxide, water, which are the waste products, are formed along with the energy. Energy is stored in the cell as this process of respiration takes place in the cells, and the waste products that are carbon dioxide and water. Water is also used by the body, but carbon dioxide is not a useful substance. It's a waste product that is that should be released out from the body. So after that, blood again carry the oxygen, carbon dioxide gas from the cell. Then this blood carry the carbon dioxide to the alveoli by the capillaries. The blood enters into the capillaries that contain a high amount of carbon dioxide. वो blood जो सेल से आ रहा है जिसमें ज्यादा अमाउंट में कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड मौजूद है, वो ब्लड कैपिलरीज के जरिए पहुंचेगा एल्वुलाई में, और जैसे ही ब्लड कैपिलरीज में ब्लड आ जाएगा, ऐसा ब्लड जो कि सेल से कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड लेकर आया, दैट ब्लड विल बी डिफ्यूजेस आउट इनटू द एल्वुलाई. वो एंटर हो जाएगा एल्वुलाई में, विच इज अ सैक लाइक स्ट्रक्चर. एज यू कैन सी, क्या होगा जब ब्लड कैपिलरीज में कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड गैस वाला ब्लड आएगा, जिसे हम डीऑक्सीजनेटेड ब्लड भी कहते हैं, तो कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड इस एल्वुलाई में एंटर होगी, विच इज ओपन्स इनटू bronchioles. These are the branches as you can see in this diagram. इस alveoli के अंदर जब कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड गैस ब्लड के जरिए पहुंचेगी, then this carbon dioxide will enters into these bronchioles, and from these bronchioles it enters into bronchi, and from bronchi it enters into trachea, and from trachea it enters into the internal nostril, and then it enters into external nostril, and from the external nostril it will release out into the surrounding. In this way, two processes simultaneously takes place, that's called breathing, which comprises of two processes, inhalation and exhalation, and the second one is called respiration, which takes place in the cell. First inhalation takes place. After inhalation, the process of respiration begins in the cell. After completing the process of respiration, exhalation takes place in the respiratory system. In this way, the oxygen enters in your body, breakdown of food material takes place, and carbon dioxide released out of your body. So simultaneously two processes takes place in your body to gives energy to each and every part or the tissues or cells of your body to function efficiently, and these two processes are called respiration and breathing, which takes place simultaneously. Okay student, this is all about the first part of today's lecture, that is respiration. The second part of the chapter is circulation. Before starting the second part of the chapter, let's note down your diary. Before noting down the diary, students, you have to remember one more thing. During the process of respiration and breathing, actually during the process of breathing, some parts of your body moves, like your lungs are enclosed by a covering that's called a rib cage. This is called a rib cage. Whenever you breathe in or a process of inhalation takes place, there are few movements takes place in your body. As you can see in this diagram, when oxygen enters in the body, the lungs become expand. What happened during inhalation? During inhalation, lungs expand. lungs में air filled होती है, lungs क्या हो जाते हैं? Expand. जब lungs expand होते हैं, then your rib cage moves outward. आपका जो rib cage है वो किस तरफ move करेगा? Outward. And the diaphragm, this part which is showing here, the diaphragm will contract. Diaphragm contract हो जाता है and moves downward. Similarly, when the process of exhalation takes place, lungs will contract. During the process of an exhalation, lungs contract हो जाते हैं. When carbon dioxide exhaled out, then the lungs becomes contract and rib cage moves inward. Rib cage अपनी position पर वापस आ जाएगा. Rib cage moves inward. Diaphragm becomes relaxed and moves upward. As you can see in this diagram, the diaphragm moves. This arrow shows that diaphragm moves upward, lungs are contracted, as well as the rib cage moves inward. This arrow shows that rib cage is moving inward, and the diameter or the volume showing that the lungs are contracted and diaphragm moves upward. This happens during the process of breathing out or exhalation, but in inhalation, breathing is the process of breathing in. In this process, as you can see, diaphragm contract, ये नीचे की तरफ move कर रहा है. The arrow shows the diaphragm moving downwards, rib cage moving outward, and the lungs are expanded. You can compare the volume of lungs. There is a greater volume than the volume of lungs, which are showing by the process of exhalation. Now, students, note down the diary. This diary is related to your lecture. Draw a label diagram of human respiratory system and make a flow chart showing process of breathing and respiration. What you have to do related to your lecture homework diary, you will draw a label diagram of human respiratory system, then you will make a flow chart as I made in the video, a flow chart that's showing the process of breathing and respiration simultaneously. What you have to do in your copy, do question number 1 to 7 from content solution and questions, copy questions from book page number 41. Now I am moving towards the next topic of chapter number 2. Students, the next topic 2.2 of your book is circulation and human transport system. What is circulation? The process of moving things throughout the body. That process is called circulation. And what is human transport system? A system of your body that transport useful substances to the cells and body parts, and also carry waste material of your body to the parts which can remove them. What is human transport system? A system that transport useful substances all the useful substances which are needed by the body to perform, or body parts to perform different functions, these are supplied or that transported by human transport system. It also carry the waste material which are not needed by the body to the parts from which they can remove, जहां से ये remove हो सके, जैसे कि undigested food is removed by a part of human digestive system that's called anus. यहाँ से आपका जो है undigested food remove हो जाता है. Similarly, the excretory system also present in your body to remove the urinary waste products. So all these substances which are useful are carried by the human transport system to the parts of the body, to the cells of the body, as well as all the waste material which is not needed by the body. It is also transported or carried by the human transport system to the parts from where they can remove easily. This process is called this system is called human transport system, and the process is called circulation. In human body, the human transport system is called blood circulatory system. In many animals and humans, there is a transport system which we call blood circulatory system. Now, what is blood circulatory system? Blood circulatory system. That's a transport system in animals and human beings. In a blood circulatory system, blood carry useful substances which is flow or flowing through tubes called vessels and pumped by an organ that's called heart to all body parts. What is blood circulatory system? A system that carry blood or a blood that carry useful substances and a waste material flowing through the tubes, जो कि कुछ tubes में से flow कर रहा होता है. These tubes are called vessels, and it is also pumped by an organ. That pumping organ is called human heart, which pumps the blood to all body parts. So we can say that a blood circulatory system or a human blood circulatory system is made up of three things. The first one is called blood, which carry the substances, either it is useful substance or a waste material, flow through the vessels and pumped by the human heart to all parts of your body. This is a human blood circulatory system, which is also showing by this diagram. As you can see, there are few arteries, veins, heart. So the first part of the human blood circulatory system is the heart, which pumps the blood to all body parts. Then we have vessels or a tube system, which consists of two types of vessels, arteries and veins. Arteries carry oxygenated blood, a blood that contain high concentration of oxygen. ऐसा blood जिसमें ऑक्सीजन ज़्यादा होती है उसे हम कहते हैं oxygenated blood. And there is another type of blood which is showing by in a blue color. That's blood. It is not actually in blue color in your body. Its color is dark red. So here I am showing this deoxygenated blood by blue color, and it is carried by another vessel which we call vein. यानी हमारी बॉडी के अंदर दो तरह का ब्लड होता है, ऑक्सीजनेटेड ब्लड, डीऑक्सीजनेटेड ब्लड. ऑक्सीजनेटेड ब्लड वो ब्लड होता है जिसमें ऑक्सीजन ज्यादा होती है. डीऑक्सीजनेटेड ब्लड वो ब्लड होता है जिसमें कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड ज्यादा होती है, ऑक्सीजन कम होती है. ये दोनों ब्लड हमारी बॉडी में फ्लो कर रहे होते हैं. ऑक्सीजनेटेड ब्लड आर्टरीज के जरिए फ्लो कर रहा होता है, डीऑक्सीजनेटेड ब्लड वेन्स के जरिए फ्लो कर रहा होता है, एंड इसको पंप करने वाला ऑर्गन कहलाता है हमारे पास हार्ट. सो वी कैन से दैट ह्यूमन blood circulatory system is made up of three things: blood, blood vessels and heart. Human blood circulatory system made up of blood, blood vessels and heart. Let's begin with the blood. What is blood? Students, blood is basically a mixture of, what is blood? A mixture of cells, which we also call corpuscles, suspended in a liquid called plasma. What is blood? Blood is a mixture of cells, जिन्हें हम corpuscles भी कहते हैं, which is suspended or flow in a liquid that's we call plasma. So blood is made up of 3 types of cells. The first one is called red blood cell. The second one is called white blood cells. The third one is called platelets, and the last part is plasma. What are red blood cells? These are the cells which we also call RBCs. They have red pigment called hemoglobin. They have red pigment which we call hemoglobin, and this hemoglobin gives the red color to the red blood cells. Red blood cell, if we talk about the shape of red blood cell is biconcave in shape. As you can see the diagram of red blood cell, दोनों तरफ से ये मोटा होता है, rounded होता है और center से flattened होता है. This is a diagram of red blood cell. It is non-nucleated, nucleus इसमें मौजूद नहीं होता. If we talk about the function, its function is to carry oxygen to all body parts. आपकी बॉडी में जितनी भी ऑक्सीजन सप्लाई होती है, it is supplied by the red blood cells. Next we have white blood cells. White blood cells are colorless or white in color. They are nucleated, nucleus मौजूद होता है. If we talk about the shape, they have irregular shape. कोई regular shape नहीं होती, but they have nucleus inside them. ठीक है? And if we talk about its function, protect against germs and diseases. Protect against germs and diseases. White blood cells are also called the security forces of your body that protects your body against the germs and diseases. Whenever a bacteria or any other germs enter into your body, it will be killed by the or controlled by the white blood cells. Next we have platelets. What are platelets? These are also a part of cells, part of blood, right? It is irregular in shape, colorless. This is the shape of platelets. If we talk about the function of platelets, then its function is blood clotting. Whenever you have cut or wound on your body or any part of your body starts bleeding. जब भी आपको कोई जख्म हो जाता है या कहीं कोई कट लग जाता है बॉडी पे, the blood starts to flow. If your blood has platelets, then platelets helps in blood clotting. उस खून को, उस blood को रोकने में और उसे वहीं पर उसका क्लॉट बनाने में, उसे जो है जमाने में कौन हेल्प करते हैं? ब्लड प्लेटलेट्स हेल्प करते हैं. व्हाट इज प्लाज्मा? प्लाज्मा इज द लिक्विड पार्ट ऑफ ब्लड. इफ यू टॉक अबाउट इट्स कलर, इट इज पेल येलो in color, made up of 90% water, 7 to 8% protein, glucose and other glucose, hormones, enzymes. And what is its function? Its function is to carry digested food and other substances. Okay, so these are the parts of a human blood, which consist of three cells: red blood cells, white blood cells and platelets. Red blood cells have red pigment which we made up of hemoglobin. They are biconcave in shape, non-nucleated, nucleus नहीं होता. बॉडी में जितनी भी ऑक्सीजन है, it will be carried by the red blood cells. White blood cells are colorless or white in color. इनमें न्यूक्लियस मौजूद होता है, शेप इनकी irregular है. You can see the diagram as well. They protect your body against germs and diseases. The third part or the third cell of a blood is are platelets, which are irregular in shape. This is a diagram of platelet. They are also colorless. If we talk about its function, then it helps in blood clotting. The last part is the liquid part of the blood. More than half part of the blood is consist of plasma, which is made up of 90% of water, 7 to 8% of protein, glucose and other substances like hormones and enzymes. Its function is to carry digested food, oxygen, carbon dioxide, useful and waste materials as well. Next we have blood vessels. Blood vessels. What are blood vessels? These are the tubes through which blood flows. Tubes through which blood flows. वो tubes जिनके जरिए blood पूरी body में flow करता है, that tubes are called blood vessels. We have 5 types of blood vessels. The first one is arteries. The next one are veins. Then we have pulmonary veins, pulmonary arteries. The fourth one we have pulmonary veins, and last we have blood capillaries. Let's begin with the arteries. As you can see the diagram, these are the arteries which are showing here in red color. That indicates that arteries are those blood vessels, arteries are those tubes through which oxygenated blood flows, carry oxygenated blood, a blood that have high concentration of oxygen. Arteries are basically thick walled, which you cannot observe by a naked eye. थिक वॉल्ड होती हैं, ये कैरी करती हैं ऑक्सीजनेटेड ब्लड. बेसिकली दे कैरी ऑक्सीजनेटेड ब्लड फ्रॉम हार्ट टू ऑल बॉडी पार्ट्स. आपके बॉडी के हर पार्ट में जो oxygenated blood flow कर रहा है, it will be carried by the arteries from the heart. As you can see this there, from the heart there are some capillary arteries arise which carry oxygenated blood, which is supplied through all parts of your body, your hand, your brain, upper part of your body that consists of head and arms, lower part of your body that consists of legs, limbs. All the parts receives oxygenated blood from the arteries which arise from the heart. Next we have veins. Veins carry deoxygenated blood. Deoxygenated blood is a type of blood that contain high amount of carbon dioxide and less amount of oxygen. This deoxygenated blood is carried by the veins. As you can see, from all parts of your body, all the deoxygenated blood is carried by the veins, and that this deoxygenated blood enters through the veins into the heart. पूरी बॉडी से जितना भी deoxygenated blood है वो veins ने उसको कलेक्ट किया. कलेक्ट करने के बाद it will be carried to the or it will reach to the heart by these veins. So we can say that veins carry deoxygenated blood from body parts to heart. पूरी बॉडी से डीऑक्सीजनेटेड ब्लड को कलेक्ट करने वाली ट्यूब्स कहलाती है वेन्स, और ये वो ब्लड सप्लाई करती हैं हार्ट के पास. दे आर थिन वॉल्ड. यू कैन ऑब्जर्व these veins when you see your palm or your wrist. It will be seen in blue color. Actually they are not in blue color, but the blood flowing in the veins, they are dark maroon in color, but when you see on your wrist, it will appear in a blue color. Next we have pulmonary arteries. Pulmonary arteries carry deoxygenated blood from heart to lungs. पूरी बॉडी का डीऑक्सीजनेटेड ब्लड कहाँ आ गया है? हार्ट में. हार्ट डज नॉट प्यूरिफाइज द ब्लड. हार्ट का काम ब्लड को प्यूरिफाई करना नहीं होता. इट्स जस्ट अ पंपिंग ऑर्गन विच रिसीव्स एंड ट्रांसपोर्ट द ब्लड. So veins carried the deoxygenated blood to the heart, and heart sent this deoxygenated blood to the lungs by the help of pulmonary arteries. यानी हार्ट के पास जो पल्मोनरी आर्टरीज हैं वो हार्ट में मौजूद पूरा का पूरा डीऑक्सीजनेटेड ब्लड लेकर उसे पहुंचा देंगी लंग्स के पास by the help of pulmonary arteries. So we can say that pulmonary arteries are those arteries which carry deoxygenated blood from heart to the lungs. Next we have pulmonary veins. When lungs purifies the blood, when lungs takes in the carbon dioxide from the blood and gives out oxygen to the blood, then the blood which was previously deoxygenated, तो वो blood जो lungs में पहुंचा था deoxygenated था, lungs ने उसको ऑक्सीजन दे दी और उस blood में से कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड खुद ले ली, तो वो blood जो deoxygenated पहुंचा था heart से वो क्या बन गया? Oxygenated बन गया. Now this oxygenated blood is carried by the pulmonary veins. So we can say that pulmonary veins are the veins that carry oxygenated blood from lungs to heart. लंग से हार्ट तक पहुंचने वाला डीऑक्सीजनेटेड ब्लड, ये कौन पहुंचाएगा इसको? पल्मोनरी वेन्स. लास्ट blood vessels we have blood capillaries. Blood capillaries basically are the thin walled vessels which are formed by many smaller arteries and veins, just like that. As you can see, this is the diagram of blood capillaries. These are the thin walled vessels which are formed by many blood vessels, many smaller blood vessels. This is artery. From this artery many smaller arteries arise which combines with the veins, and these veins are arise from a single vein. Numerous veins are arise, and there will be a network formed. This network is called blood capillaries. Blood capillaries basically are thin walled tubes. And what is the function of blood capillaries? The function of blood capillaries is exchange of gases and other materials. एक्सचेंज ऑफ गैसेस इसके जरिए होगा और दूसरे मटेरियल्स इसके जरिए एक्सचेंज होते हैं फ्रॉम ब्लड एंड सेल. सेल में से कोई चीज ब्लड में जाएगी विद द हेल्प ऑफ ब्लड कैपिलरीज. ब्लड से कोई भी चीज सेल में एंटर हो सकती है विद द हेल्प ऑफ blood capillaries, which is a network of many arteries and veins, and they are the thin walled in structure. So these are the different vessels. The first one is artery, which carry oxygenated blood from heart to the different body parts. The second one is veins, which carry deoxygenated blood from body parts to the heart. The third one is pulmonary artery that carry deoxygenated blood from the heart to the lungs. The next is pulmonary veins that carry oxygenated blood from the lungs to the heart. The last one is the blood capillary, which is made up of many arteries and veins. They combine together and form a network which is thin walled and carry blood. This is called blood capillary. The function of blood capillary is to exchange the material like gases and other substances from blood and cells. Next we have human heart. What is human heart? Human heart is basically a muscular pumping organ. What is human heart? A muscular pumping organ which is made up of two types of muscles, cardiac muscles and connective tissues. It is made up of cardiac muscles and connective tissues. If we talk about the chambers, it has 4 chambers. Which you can also see in this diagram, first, second, third and fourth. Here we have 4 chambers. 2 upper chambers are called atriums or auricles, and 2 lower chambers are called ventricles. Heart has 2 sides, right and left. So the upper 2 chambers are called right and left atrium, and the lower two chambers are called right and left ventricles. As you can see in this diagram, this is a right ventricle, this is a left ventricle, this is a right atrium, this is the left atrium. These are the four chambers. This side is called right side of the heart, this side is called left side of the heart, and the right side will always carry deoxygenated blood, whereas the left side of the heart always carry oxygenated blood. To differentiate between these two blood, there is a different colors. As you can see, the deoxygenated blood is shown by a blue color, whereas the oxygenated blood is shown by a red color. That shows that this blood contains high amount of oxygen, whereas this blood contains high amount of carbon dioxide gas. So heart has four chambers: right atrium, right ventricle, left atrium, left ventricle. This side is called right side, which carry deoxygenated blood. This side is called left side, which carry oxygenated blood. How does the deoxygenated blood enters into the right side of the heart, and how does the oxygenated blood enters into the left side of the heart? This whole process is explained by a flow chart. Let's start to understand how does oxygenated blood enters into the heart and deoxygenated blood enters into the heart. As you can see in the diagram, right side of heart has the first chamber, that is right atrium, and it receives deoxygenated blood. क्या रिसीव कर रहा है ये? Deoxygenated blood. अब इस ब्लड को राइट एट्रियम तक पहुंचाने के लिए कोई ना कोई वेसल यूज हुई होगी. द वेसल विच इज यूज और द ट्यूब विच इज यूज टू कैरी deoxygenated blood to the right atrium of the heart is by veins. बॉडी से deoxygenated blood veins ने कलेक्ट किया, कहाँ पहुंचा दिया? राइट एट्रियम में, एंड देन दिस ब्लड enters into the deoxygenated blood enters into right ventricle. How does it enters into the right ventricle? You can see in this diagram there is a wall, and this wall is called tricuspid wall. What it is called? It is called tricuspid wall. Whenever the right atrium filled with the deoxygenated blood which is carried by the veins through the different parts of the body, then the tricuspid valve open. जब पूरा का पूरा राइट एट्रियम डीऑक्सीजनेटेड ब्लड से फिल्ड हो जाता है तो ये ट्राइक्यूस्पिड वेल्व ओपन होता है और ये तमाम का तमाम ब्लड एंटर हो जाता है राइट वेंट्रिकल में, एंड देन दिस ट्राइक्यूस्पिड वेल्व बिकम्स closed. After the blood enters into the right ventricle, tricuspid valve closed, and then this blood pushed forward by the pulmonary artery, by the pulmonary artery to the lungs. क्या हुआ? राइट एट्रियम में डीऑक्सीजनेटेड ब्लड बॉडी से पहुंचा वेन्स के जरिए, फिर यही डीऑक्सीजनेटेड ब्लड एंटर हो गया वेंट्रिकल्स में ट्राइक्यूस्पिड वेल्व्स के जरिए बाय ट्राइक्यूस्पिड वेल्व, and after that pulmonary artery carry deoxygenated blood to the lungs. And what happens in the lungs? कहाँ आ गया अब ये? इस तमाम का तमाम deoxygenated blood कहाँ आ गया है? lungs में. और lungs में as all of you know that there are alveoli present in the lungs, जो क्या करेंगे इस डीऑक्सीजनेटेड ब्लड को कन्वर्ट कर देंगे किसमें? ऑक्सीजनेटेड ब्लड में. ऑलराइट, ये है यहाँ पर एल्वोलाई है, ये ब्लड इन एल्वोलाई में पहुंचा. यहाँ पर क्या होगा? एक्सचेंज ऑफ गैसेस होगा. क्या? ऑक्सीजन एंटर होगी और कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड रिलीज. ब्लड के अंदर क्या चीज एंटर हो जाएगी, जैसे ही ब्लड लंग्स में पहुंचेगा इसमें से कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड निकल जाएगी और ऑक्सीजन इसमें एंटर हो जाएगी। नाउ द डीऑक्सीजनेटेड ब्लड कन्वर्टेड इनटू ऑक्सीजनेटेड ब्लड। अब इस ऑक्सीजनेटेड ब्लड को वापस कहां जाना है, हार्ट के पास जाना है, ताकि ये ऑक्सीजनेटेड ब्लड जब हार्ट में जाए तो हार्ट इसे पूरी बॉडी को सप्लाई करे। दिस ऑक्सीजनेटेड ब्लड कैरी बाय पल्मोनरी वेन्स। पल्मोनरी वेन्स ने क्या किया, लंग्स से क्या लिया है, ऑक्सीजनेटेड ब्लड लिया और इस ऑक्सीजनेटेड ब्लड को कहां सप्लाई किया है इसने सप्लाई कर दिया इसको लेफ्ट एट्रियम में। फिर लेफ्ट एट्रियम की कौन सी वॉल्स ओपन होंगे, बाइक्यूस्पिड वॉल्स ओपन होंगे। वेयर आर द बाइक्यूस्पिड वॉल्स, देयर आर द बाइक्यूस्पिड वॉल्स। जैसे ही हार्ट के पास, हार्ट के लेफ्ट एट्रियम में ऑक्सीजनेटेड ब्लड लंग्स से पहुंचेगा, बाइक्यूस्पिड वेल्व्स ओपन होंगे। बाइक्यूस्पिड वेल्व्स ओपन होने के बाद पूरा का पूरा ब्लड आ जाएगा लेफ्ट वेंट्रिकल में। बाइक्यूस्पिड वेल्व्स क्लोज हो जाएंगे, लेफ्ट वेंट्रिकल से ब्लड पुश होगा किस तरफ, एओर्टिक आर्च की तरफ, और फिर लेफ्ट एट्रियम से ब्लड कहां आ गया, लेफ्ट वेंट्रिकल में, और लेफ्ट वेंट्रिकल से ब्लड को, ऑक्सीजनेटेड ब्लड को किसने कैरी किया, एओर्टिक आर्च ने, और एओर्टिक आर्च ने इस ब्लड को सप्लाई कर दिया, सप्लाई ऑक्सीजनेटेड ब्लड टू बॉडी पार्ट्स। तमाम बॉडी पार्ट्स को लेफ्ट वेंट्रिकल से एओर्टिक आर्च ने ऑक्सीजनेटेड ब्लड कैरी किया और सप्लाई कर दिया किसे, तमाम के तमाम बॉडी पार्ट्स को। इन दिस वे द होल प्रोसेस ऑफ blood circulation takes place by the help of heart, which are carried by the different vessels. Let's summarize the whole process of human blood circulatory system. First of all the deoxygenated blood from different parts of the body enters into the right side of the heart, that's called right atrium. When right atrium opens by the tricuspid waves, the blood enters into the right ventricle. From the right ventricles, the blood carried by the pulmonary veins. From pulmonary veins, this deoxygenated blood is carried to the lungs. In the lungs, when the blood enters into the alveoli, there will be the exchange of gases. From the deoxygenated blood, carbon dioxide enters into the alveoli, and from the alveoli, oxygen enters into the blood, and then the blood becomes oxygenated blood. This oxygenated blood carried by the pulmonary veins, and this pulmonary veins carried the oxygenated blood to the left atrium here. When the bicuspid valves open, then the blood enters into the left ventricle. From the left ventricle, aortic arch carries the blood and supply the oxygenated blood to all body parts. In this way, blood circulation takes place in the human body. Here are different vessels which supply the blood to different parts of the body. These are the veins and these are the arteries. As you can see from the heart receives the deoxygenated blood from head and arms by the jugular veins, and then it also receives deoxygenated blood from the liver by hepatic vein, from the kidney by renal vein, and from the limbs or the legs by the iliac veins. As well as the heart that receives the oxygenated blood, it will supply to the arms and head by carotid artery, and to the intestine or the digestive system by the mesenteric artery, and the oxygenated blood supplied by the heart to the kidney by renal artery, and the heart supply the oxygenated blood to the legs by the iliac artery. These are the arteries and the veins which carry oxygenated blood from different parts of the body and supply to the heart. Heart supplied it to the lungs to purify them, and then heart receives oxygenated blood and supplied to the different parts of the body by these different arteries. This is all about the topic of blood circulation in human beings. Now note down your diaries. Draw a label diagram of human heart and copy diary. Do all the work from page number 67 of content solution. This is your lecture diary. What you have to do, you will draw a label diagram of human heart, and what will you do in your copies? Do the work from page number 67, which is provided in a content solution. Students, you will do your all work properly with a proper index. Maintain your index date wise. Your copies will be collected after 15 August. Complete your work, and we will meet inshallah in the next video with the new chapter number 3. Till then, take care of yourself. Allah Hafiz.